Order Tuesday, March 9th, 2021. The pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Tom Bates. Here. Alan Dawson. Andrew Clemens is absent. Cindy Clemens. Here. Candy Wade. Here. Public comments.
Public comment.
I didn't hear him. I got a gripe about my water bill. $568.95. I really was drinking a lot, you know? My dog, my one chicken. I don't know, and I had this boy come over from Conrad that he does the water meters over there. And we looked at, I have 3 toilets, and we checked them all out, nothing. But I don't know how many times, it went this way, it'd been on, how do you do that? You just estimate it here, for I don't know how many bills. And it was always about $84, $82. And then March, this big one. So I don't want to fix budget. I don't know how I'm gonna pay. You'll have to take it out of my hide, I guess.
It's that high in the first place.
Something's wrong.
That's right. You might need a new meter.
No, and in fact,
Oh, you did tell me he did.
this
he said
boy
that.
is a cancer that does it over to Conrad, checks the water meters. And he went down and he looked at it and checked it, and he said, Mary, you don't need a new meter. And we checked all the toilets. And I had a grandson that was here in, February for 3 days, and I don't know if he could use that much. He did shower a couple times, and
Well, your toilet would have to run every day, or you'd had a water
Yeah.
softener
And
that would
I
shut
didn't-
off, for that kind of
yeah,
thing to happen.
I don't
How
know.
does he know you don't need a new meter?
Pardon me?
How does Nick know you don't need a new
Because
meter?
he does the water over there at Conrad, and he's the
I know,
one.
but what do you do to test that meter?
He was downstairs looking at it. I tell you, you come out and then look at it.
I'm just saying, you gotta test those meters, there's a wheel in there that spins. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah, and it's a little red one that went around, and he
That
showed me
doesn't
that.
matter, because that can be off.
But
not
listen, he turned on the water over there at the sink,
Okay,
and the little red wheel,
yep,
it's got colors all around it.
yep,
And when he turned that water on, then it started to move.
okay. But is it moving double what it's supposed to? I mean, did you run a gallon of water out?
No,
Will
I
it drain a
trickled
gallon?
it, trickled it.
Understand, but if you don't run a gallon of water out in a pitcher and check the meter to run a gallon, what if the meter's putting out 10 times what it says it's supposed to?
Okay, I flushed the stool and I went down and it was moving then.
I understand, Mary, but if the meter says it's running 10 gallons, but it's actually putting out 1 gallon, then all of a sudden your bill will be 10 times as high. If the internal part of the meter has went bad,
Well, why don't, John, look at it or somebody when they're reading that thing. Do I have to do that? Is that my responsibility?
you are responsible to put the meter in, yes, if we give you a meter.
Like I could put a meter in? You gotta-
We don't put meters in, because, okay, we come in your house, we put a meter in, and then it leaks. Who are you gonna call?
You?
Okay, it ruins your basement, now the city's responsible for it.
No, I wouldn't let it do that. I would.
I understand, but we went to where we don't put meters in, we hand you the meter, you hire the licensed plumber, then it's on their insurance.
So what's an old meter? How old is an old meter that's no good? It just depends on your water
We can
system.
send it off and have it flow tested, all you can do is send it off to another company and have them flow check it, which
Well,
typically we
Alan,
don't even do. We just-
Tomorrow you come up and look at my meter, will you? Will you do that for me? It's in the
There's
basement.
nothing I can look at, looking at the meter to tell that it works. It can spin and read, but it could be reading, saying it's putting out 10 gallons, it's actually putting out a gallon if it fails internally. You see what I'm saying? Is if you run a gallon of water in the sink, but the meter says it put out 10. Now your water bill.
I might be dumb about all this, but I read all the numbers on there. I read them this morning, I read them last night.
Okay,
Not much difference in it, because I haven't been using much water, because I was gonna
Okay.
make sure of it. There was, and I got them on a piece of paper at home.
okay. What did you read today, John?
I wrote it on her sheet, wherever that's at.
It's, you're there.
But the meter can still read, it can still fail.
There's gears inside that can go small.
They go back.
You wanna look at this? That didn't sound
Right
right.
there.
Today
This one.
it showed that she'd used 200 gallons since last week, since John read it. So that's pretty accurate, because she doesn't use much water.
200
But why it
gallons in the
jumps
last
up-
week.
I mean, it jumped
That
up
makes
to
sense.
87,900 gallons. So something is wrong.
The meter can fail.
I'm not saying it's Mary's, but something's not
In
working
part.
right.
Something, either the pad's not working right or the meter's not working.
Well, would John, you read it, would you know whether it was working right or not? You don't even know
Only
that?
by what Alan said. He's correct in what he's explaining to you, but there's things inside that spin for, how long have you had your meter?
I don't know.
A long time?
Well, it looks as good as,
Would you say 10 years?
I don't know. No, we put a new one in, but I don't know.
But anything that turns is eventually gonna wear out. And that's what he's saying, is it could be spinning faster in there.
It says it still is. And then it throws everything.
I don't know. Okay.
So in that case, she wouldn't owe.
Correct. She doesn't owe that, there's no way Mary used that. And if you were to use that much water, our readings would be way high through the city. So we just need to get a new meter put in.
But, yeah, I hate this kid, and you don't, and he does all the water meters
I
along.
know Nick, I know
Being
Nick.
a Nick, and I said, Nick, do I need a new water meter? And he goes, Mary, I wouldn't put a new one in. He said, those aren't as good as what you got here, that's what he told me. Now, I don't know one bitty thing.
I mean, the only thing we can do is take it out and send it out to Des Moines on flow check, and they tell me it's bad, they're not worth repairing.
Then what do you do when that's gone? What do I do when that's
Well, we
gone?
have to put a meter in.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying, it's,
And you have meters?
Yeah.
Mhm.
but that's all you can really do is,
That's all I gotta do, isn't it?
because there's nothing really else you can do. You send them off, have them checked, they call us and say, yeah, the meter's trashed. Last time we went and fixed it was more than just buying a new meter, so we didn't even send them in and fix it.
So,
You get one
so
that
if I
goes
get a new
haywire.
meter, then I have to have somebody put it in. Can I have Nick come over and do it?
Yeah.
I don't have to have somebody, that you can do it.
We just won't do it because if it leaks and ruins a finished basement, then they're coming back
Then
on
you
the
see
city.
my basement is not clean.
I know, what I'm saying is
Sweep
that,
my drain. All right, I know what you're saying.
so that's why we quit putting it in,
Okay.
because it takes a lot.
Who takes the meter off to mail it in?
We won't do anything, we won't do anything. We'll put a new, give Mary a new meter, we'll put it in.
And just throw the
read
old
it.
meter away, is that how to do it?
We'll take it, but we
What
typically
are you
don't
gonna
send them
do
off
with it?
anymore. We can send it off if you want me to check,
I
it's
don't
pointless.
If I get one.
We'll just have to get you a new
Then how
meter.
much, then that's free?
I'll bring it by tomorrow.
The meter, if the meter fails, not due to neglect, the city gives you the meter for free. If it freezes in your basement,
Oh, free.
you're responsible for the meter. But there's a frost plate on the bottom that will break.
Yeah, it's,
If that's
I
broken.
heard
it's-
John go in, I could hear him go in the door because it's not the easiest steps to get down, is it?
I read from outside the door, that little pad to the right.
In.
I don't go in your
Well,
home.
how come I heard the door when I looked out and then I saw you getting in your car?
Wasn't me. I knocked on your door.
You have a gray car?
I knocked on your door, up on the window up on the patio. So I wanted to talk to you, but I didn't go in your home, no.
Oh, no.
We'll get you a new.
But you know, there is a black little doodad, black little thing outside my,
That's what we
he-
read.
That's what they use.
yeah.
That's what he reads.
That's the
Oh, I
electronic
know
gun
that,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you didn't go in my basement.
No, I knocked, I wanted to talk to you about it.
I think that was Lindsay.
No, well, oh, okay, you'd be in bed. All right. Ooh, it takes a lot for an old woman to learn this.
Any other public
Hopefully
comments?
the gears in there are broken or something and then get it replaced and it'll go back to normal.
All right. You're my neighbor. All right.
We'll get her
All
done.
right, approval of agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, roll call, Tom Bass?
Yes.
Alan Donaldson?
Yes.
Andrew Clements is absent. Cindy Clements?
Yes.
Candy Wade? Approval of consent agenda, February regular and special meeting minutes and claims paid. second Tom's motion.
Roll call, Tom Bays. Alan Donaldson.
Yes.
Andrew Clemmons is absent. Cindy Clemmons.
Yes.
Candy Wade. Reports. Looks like Rhonda's is in here.
I'm just in there, I did have a sheriff's report. Then, mine's a agenda. And you can see what Rhonda's not studying, what kind of research done. And
Dennis's notices and he contacts Rhonda.
right, so,
Or John, I mean, doesn't he call you, John?
If he needs something,
No, if he notices a big jump in water.
oh, yeah. Yeah, it has me keep my eye out or whatever.
and there are two people I know had, leaks. John had talked to them and they had talked to me, so.
There was a
There's couple
substantial
big
one that
ones.
got fixed last week.
Yeah.
Well, and one was 80,000, as a matter of fact, Mary. So, you're not, but theirs was, and they had a leak, but, yeah, I mean, it's something you just really need to be aware of. It's too, it's just too expensive not to try and pay attention. And if it breaks out in your yard, it's not getting to your meter, but if you see it, it's still you pay for it one way or the other. Maybe not personally, but the city pays for it, and it all circles around one way or the other.
I think we all need to be thankful there was only two in that cold snap.
So yeah, that's Rhonda's. Mine, I did the clerk's report, and I would say that those balances, those are the balances before we're making the transfer of funds to help pay for the emergency, or tree removal, or whatever, hopefully for the FEMA money, but, so, later we have the resolution, it'll tell you what's coming out of each one of those, so, 50 out of garbage, 10 out of landfill, 40 out of school, 50 out of water, and 100 something out of the sewer, so. So those balances are not quite what you would think. But they're the end of February balances, but next month, don't be surprised when they kind of change. Yeah, hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
That's our goal. I did have a gentleman from ICAP, they insure our buildings and our liability, our people, and we got to consider the risk factors. The gentleman really wants to talk to council people. I know I sent it out, but he wants to have a phone conference, but nobody's ever responded. I think it's needful. You've got risks you really need to address. Especially if you know about them, you can't just, so I encourage you to call him and then take care of it. Rhonda was here, no, we talked to her today. Rhonda will be here tomorrow looking, so they're inspecting, everything they need to inspect. And then I think she's gonna get a hold of you all for a chance to have a discussion. So other than that, I don't know if our sheriff's representative has anything. Nope. Please don't. Fire department, did you guys have anything you wanted to report?
I asked him to come so we could talk about burning the ditch.
Oh,
Where are we at with the keypads?
We got it working. We just had to reset the computer. So it's up and working now.
oh, so all your little fobs and everything are back in?
Yeah, they're back, they're working.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, as far as yeah, we can burn the cricks, it's not that big of an issue, just have to find the time to,
So can we put that on you guys to get that done then?
yeah, we've done it,
Awesome.
we've done it, what, we did it
I just
last
figured
year.
this is a good time to do it.
Yeah, we'll just have to find time and get enough guys. That's the
Well,
only thing.
I sure will help anywhere I can.
All right. And the other thing, last week we had a fire, and I think something needs to be done with that property down there. That could have turned ugly real fast.
It was ugly enough.
Can you condemn it?
If I could, I will.
Okay.
That was dangerous.
Yeah, it was
And
all
if that
bad.
garage would've would've went part of the neighborhood. The stuff shooting out of there and blowing up it was crazy.
Yes, I think, whatever you need to do, whatever you need me to do, let me know, talk to the attorney, see what we can do, something, I don't know. But something needs to be done down there.
There's too many people and their property and stuff at risk.
Can you call the fire marshal?
Continuous.
Staff help?
Huh?
Can the fire marshal be called for help?
Fire marshal probably should have been called.
Well, by the time we were done, there was really gonna be nothing that he could find that,
I don't know if they could help with condemning it from a fire aspect.
it's possible. I mean, they're limited on time too, but I can call them and talk to them about it and see what they think, what
I
might.
just think your odds are better that route. than
Right,
this.
yeah, going through the state, yeah, and that's fine. I mean, I can call him and talk to him and feel him out and see what he thinks, and,
He might have some great ideas another way too.
yeah, exactly. And he may even come down and wanna tour the residents.
I would bet against that.
Well, with some help with our county finance.
Hazmat outfit.
No, we don't want hazmat. That's the last one you wanna call.
Okay.
No, if we have to call them, everybody's going the other direction,
Well,
but,
update on, Andy's benefit or anything? It's set, our next.
the 20th,
The 20th, right?
yeah. I think I said we're starting it at about 4:30. So, I have lots of raffles to do, so.
Anybody need tickets?
Yeah.
I don't carry cash.
I got Andy's.
There's a whole bunch on the Snap too.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
So,
time
yeah.
is that?
It starts at 4:30 on the 20th,
4:30?
yeah.
Make
Yeah,
sure
well, that's when
it's,
they're starting the meal.
That's when they're starting the meal.
Make sure to try and get emails or something out just a couple days before, because people like me forget when we get too much notice.
You? Yeah,
If you send that to the library, she'll send it out to all the library patrons, their email, like she did for the minutes or for this agenda tonight.
okay,
So I said, Laura'd be glad to do that. It'd
okay.
be a good thing, that way people will see at least and hopefully spread the word and know the times and stuff.
All
Maybe
right,
just
then
one
maybe
point.
Colleen could send one out too, or,
I could, I don't know, I don't know how great that email list is, but I'll send it out and when I get all the things back that say, but I do send them, I send emails out,
Yeah.
but people change them but don't,
right, yeah, and don't let you know.
I'm not sure how current it is, but
There, I
I
mean,
sure
but,
can.
I don't know. There's already things hung up in the bank and the Snap, and you got anything hanging up down there?
Yep. But I'm bad for that. After it's there about 3 days,
It disappears.
you just don't notice it anymore.
Yeah. I'll send you a text or something.
There you go.
So, yeah, I mean, that's all I got. Somebody else has something else?
Discuss an action, budget hearing, 5 PM Friday, March 12th.
This is basically a reminder.
Thank
Don't
you.
forget. And we'll do the resolution, as far as I know, there'll be nothing on the agenda other than to adopt approve the resolution and adopt the budget. But if you're thinking you need full of something else, then let me know before I leave on Thursday.
Radio read update.
We spoke with Dan today, he's getting with Colleen and I both on Thursday. She'll get up to speed on getting the data, the software in the computer. And I'll physically go to a home with his tutelage and make sure we have like 10 of them running or something like that. Then weather providing, we try to do 10 to 15 a day, so Colleen doesn't get overwhelmed putting them all into the system. It's kind of the game plan. Any volunteers will be welcome.
So, I guess
Like
I
at your
had
house,
this.
your house is gonna be a tough one. Putting that in there.
Well, I brought that up last month
Yeah,
and you
yours
weren't
is a
here,
perfect
because
example.
I wonder, can that box sit upside down?
It can sit pretty much any way you want, but you have a lot of going on there. And my big question was, because a lot of homes have the square pad where I gotta put the oval on, is you don't have much of a wire there to hook onto anything. So we can put a pigtail. So we can literally put that wherever the resident would like that. So if you have a spot in your home that you want that close to your other one, like if some people have a gas meter in front of theirs. Some have a vent for their fire, for the furnace. So, we can pretty much, I would say within a foot or so of where they're at, put them in that same location. And we can pigtail the wire, that was my big concern. But, so we're good to go, and it should be less of a hassle than what I thought.
So even if you moved it up
Yep,
higher,
yep. It'd be, because I didn't want to run a whole new line through the foundation all the way to the meters. A lot of times they don't want them spliced, but we can splice it. So, we'll be good to go on every home.
okay. Well, I had that question last
Sure.
month and nobody knew for sure.
Yeah, no, we're good to go on that.
And I even measured in case you could do it upside down, and I still don't think that's gonna work
No,
either.
and all your stuff is so nice and neat right there.
Well, that's all new siding too.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll put it, you know, you can draw a little box, we'll put it right there. Okay?
Okay. Give me a crayon, I can. Well, that answered my question.
Okay. I talked to him. Yeah, I did talk to him. Yeah, 'cause he emailed it on the picture. Alright, J and K and JEO split the cost of electric pump to correct it at 50-50.
That's kind of obtuse, isn't it? There's, Eleanor, you're probably better equipped to,
So J&K's subcontractor screwed up the wiring down at the lagoon. We were in a fight with them. JEO and J&K finally decided that it wasn't worth going to court over, and they're just gonna take care of it, repair it. Electric pump out of Des Moines is gonna fix it correctly, and J&K and JEO are gonna take that cost over.
Are they gonna bring it up out of the ground? You don't know?
I don't remember what electric pump's bid was to do. It was a $8,000 or $9,000 deal, I think.
Okay.
Is that scheduled for the spring then?
I have not seen an email come through when they're supposed to schedule, they're getting on electric pumps scheduled to take care.
Yeah.
This is one. Approve a liquor license for SHRA.
I'll make a motion to do that.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye. Okay, FEMA derecho update. Right, guys.
The only thing I know for sure is we're still in the process. We had a pretty good meeting this morning. Pictures are starting to come in and go together. I think they've got enough pictures according to the contractors and the people involved, that we can start grinding stumps if you wanted to grind your own stumps out and get them done. And I don't think there's any issues with having to wait on anything anymore, so, we're still moving forward.
Is there
It's
any,
just a slow process.
Well, thank you guys for all that work.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I've had about 3 people ask me if it was okay to take stumps out
me
yet.
too.
Yeah, today I think was the day they said, okay, let's just,
Do
We're
we
waiting to get, they wanted pictures of every stump and the measurement and the GPS coordinates.
Wow.
So we were having to go back and
Do them all.
take a tape measure and,
they did some as they were doing them,
Yeah.
but then they just got away from everyone. And so they went back, you know, the last few days since the weather was good and did all that. And we finally got communication with our FEMA director that we're dealing with, and being able to communicate, he's able to see the pictures, and we're starting to get a format where you can match pictures with daily logs and pictures with invoices and it's just a lot of, now we're into details, so we just have to make sure we dot all of our Ts and cross our Is.
Is there any local grinders, stump grinders around that,
Yeah, I don't know.
okay, I know I've been asked that too.
Well, at one point, who called and said he was interested in doing the stumps? He lives down from me. Levi,
Gray's over there, I think they grind stumps. Bowler and Gill out of Albion, that was stump grinder.
Is that it, anything else?
That's all I got. Alan's got some.
Plan to eliminate ash pile.
So they want us to haul the ash pile off. Originally, we talked about spreading it on a field. They don't want us to do that, they want us to haul it to the landfill. So we can take bids, have somebody come in, load it, haul it. Nice Sanitation said they'd haul it off, we'd have to load it. Then we have to have all those scale tickets, we turn all those in, and they're supposed to reimburse us.
We can do that anytime.
Yeah, it's just, the sooner we get that done, the sooner we get that turned in, then it's just one more thing done, and hopefully they turn the payment back to us faster. We can't bury it on site, can't do anything.
So can we just, call them like now, or is it ready to go now?
It's all how you wanna do it. Mike said that was fine, it's, I didn't know.
You just have to call them.
Well, when do you guys wanna call them? Everything's been done.
If that's the option that you want, I mean,
Yeah.
there's, the other option is bring a trucking company in and a inloader and,
Yeah,
but this is probably the cheapest way for us, is just to bring roll-offs in and he wants to do one and we'll weigh it, we'll talk to the elevator down here and let us use their scale for the first couple times. I guess probably every time we take a load.
Well, he just wants to get the weight, so we got an idea what we're putting in there, so he's not overweight going up there.
Yeah.
So if it's 25 loader buckets full is about right, then that's, just have to keep track of that. When we load.
Yeah.
so you guys
It's
can-
just coordinate with them, but I mean, you ain't gonna get down there now, you know, if every truck's stuck. We can wait till it dries out.
so like a motion to use them and do it ourselves, or?
Yeah, it's, we either say we're gonna do it ourselves and have a night haul it or however. Which is probably the cheapest.
So, make a motion to have a nice Sanitation to haul it off and dispose of, I guess.
I will make a motion to have Knights haul the ash off to the landfill when they're able to get back there and not get stuff.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Tom Bass.
Yep.
Alan Donaldson.
Yep.
Andy Clemmons is absent. Cindy Clemmons.
Yes.
Candy Wade.
Yes.
Resolution 21-02, borrowing funds due to Duratio expense.
You got a copy?
You all have a copy of it. Do you want me to read through it, since it's just a
I've got this
resolution?
here. It's well, I guess probably the whereases aren't, but maybe you should go through.
Now therefore,
Be it resolved.
be
what
it
you're
resolved
really
that
deciding.
City of Council of Union, Iowa, the City of Union will make an internal loan from the following funds to the general fund. These funds will be repaid back to these proprietary funds no later than 1/31/22. These shall be interest-free internal loans. These short-term loans can be extended with council action. The City of Union is authorized to take out a line of credit short-term loan from a source that provides attractive loan rates in the amount not to exceed $150,000. The short-term loan will either be an interest-only repayment loan or the interest will accrue in the account until the loan payoff date. The City of Union City Council will take formal action at some future date time to approve these loan agreements. These short-term loan funds will be fully repaid no later than 1/31/22. 2 signatures, I thought it was 3 signatures.
3 people can sign, 2, you need 2
Oh,
of
okay.
those 3.
Okay,
And we probably should mention, the gentleman at Hardin County told me that they okayed the loan, it's good to go. They're waiting on this resolution that says that the council's okay with the loan and who the signers are gonna be. And as soon as that's settled, then whomever will have to, go do the paperwork.
2 signatures will be needed for loan advance request. Those authorized to sign will be the mayor pro tem, or the city clerk. The city of Union will reimburse these short-term loans as soon as funds are received from FEMA in the state of Iowa. The external line of credit loan will be reimbursed first and internal loan second. All right, the source of the loans, internal, our water utility is 50,000, sewer utility is 100,000, pool is 40,000, garbage is 15,000, landfill is 10,000, for a total of 215,000. We need to make a motion to accept this resolution.
This is pretty much what we haven't discussed up until this point. So it's just like, do you want to make it official, or, and hopefully they will be picked up, but that's a problem for another day, I guess. One problem at a time.
Make motion to approve resolution 21-02.
I'll second that.
Your roll call, Tom Bays,
Yes.
Alan Donaldson,
Yep.
Andrew Clemmons is absent, Cindy Clemmons.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, future of the pool. What are we gonna do?
Well, we gotta see if we get any guards to start with.
You wanna speak on this? It's your baby.
Yeah, I'd like to hear from
Um,
Nathan.
yeah.
I guess my question is the money gonna be there anymore? I worry about, did we spend, the storm accelerate the money issues the town's got, that, can we afford a pool?
No.
I mean, realistically, I've done a lot of work there and I hate to see it go, but, I mean, sometimes you gotta get real and I don't know the budget that well, but I question, you know, if something's gotta go, that's the next,
Yeah, it's tough.
that's the easiest chopping block we've got. And my experience with FEMA is it's still gonna end up costing us a lot when we're said and done. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, and another thing that goes with that is not only the derecho, emergency funds, city's gonna need some infrastructure improvements, we got snow plow issues, we're gonna have to
We've been
take.
stringing everything along for decades.
If it's something that's not making any money for the city, or if it's just not paying for itself, we have to give it some serious thought,
Well,
I think.
that was never paying for itself, but the usage, I think, is gonna be down drastically with everyone putting in their own pools last year.
Yeah, and that
That's gonna
brings
play a
up
big
whole
reduction
other
in how many-
issue, yeah.
We also have to consider what it's gonna cost us to dispose of it. Because if we close it, we can't just leave it sit.
Now, we would have to, I'd say we should offer it to if we do it, we should offer it to the rec center first, for the same price we bought it from them, which was $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's enough fill down behind the co-op, you could probably fill that pool. From all the asphalt and all the concrete that's been hauled down there and done.
You could dump concrete in there.
Well, they could make a nice outdoor patio sitting
Well,
thing
say.
down there.
Well, and it's something now, if you decide to close it, that's not just the end of it. You do have to go to the state, get the right way to close it, whatever they need you to do. After that, then, since it's lost money, you're gonna have to get a referendum or whatever on the ballot to change that lost money. So, this would be the first step tonight, but then every month, you're gonna have to take
this
No.
the year that the ballot would be this
Yes,
fall?
yes.
I will check. Oh, yeah, because somebody has to be up. It's been 2 years.
So this would be the year to do it.
So, is it Cindy, Candy? I don't know. Who's up?
I am.
That was quick.
I'm not been.
Yeah, Candy was here by herself.
Boy, you're staying awful quiet back there, boy.
But anyway, it's just, yes, there's a vote this year, and I was not part of your last, project the first time through. I'm not familiar with it at all, but, I mean, I'm sure there's some bars that have to be, handled there too, so.
So we can't do anything with it until it's voted on?
Correct.
It has to sit as it is, okay.
You have
Now
to
you-
put it on the ballot is where you want it to go then, so whether you want it to go to roads and streets, whether you want it
You
to go.
mean your 1%?
So we can't do anything physically
You
with
can't
it
do
this
anything with
year?
it until you have it.
Okay,
But we can
You can
not
close it,
open
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
We can not open it,
But you-
but we can't just spend that money and go buy a dump truck.
No,
Right,
no.
right.
That money's
Do
gotta
that,
just
yeah.
sit there.
well, we use that
It's
to
paying
To
the
fill
loan
take,
money right
well,
now.
and you use that to take care of what you have to do with it, to fill
Because
it in
that
or.
loan will be replaced back into the
Right,
fund.
correct, but you can't do any of those funds until it's voted on
Right,
where
so-
it's going next.
Um,
And that's what you have to come up with the ballot, you can't just say we're gonna close it, it's
Are
where
we
you're
gonna-
gonna put it.
the
Are you gonna
loan.
put it all into capital improvements, are you
Yeah.
And
gonna?
then use that for,
You can probably get some guidance also from the auditor's office. would be
Yeah,
my
I,
guess.
So,
got a new one.
And you wouldn't I don't think if things, could fall into place that you would necessarily have to wait clear till election.
You have a
You have
special
to wait.
election.
Why?
You
It's
gotta
gotta
pay
be
for it.
voted on by the citizens.
Why, no, but you can do it before that if need be.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
$10,000 to
that's
have.
not-
Really?
Yeah, it's not cheap to have.
Do it
When
all by
Marty left, that's
yourself.
what they told us it would cost,
Holy buckets.
Yeah.
You'd be better off just to
to
let it
have a
go
special
through.
election.
Wait till November.
so,
Everything is a
$3,000
constraint.
to
I
have
mean,
a special
the
election.
money is everything anymore.
so the money that we're loaning from that pool fund,
Mhm.
we have to pay that back. Does that have to be voted on too, as far as where that money can go? How's that work?
I believe it could be just tied to the,
Oh, okay,
when the new money would, you could use the old money where the new money's gonna go.
oh, okay. I'm just curious, is it gonna sit in this pool account and just
No.
be dormant? Yeah,
Well,
that's,
the League of Cities said there was a way to move the money.
Yeah, and
It's a
it's a process, right, so, I was just trying to encourage you to know that you just don't decide
It's
and
not
that's
really
it.
easy,
And especially with the lost money involved, then there's a lot of steps in that, so, I mean, when you guys did it, I imagine you had to go through, how many hoops? Did you go through not very many?
For us.
It was long ago.
Oh, okay.
I think it was a lot easier
Far
back then,
away.
'cause it just started.
Probably.
And-
Yeah, I'll have to
So-
talk about it.
so what, do we make a plan for the future of the pool now? Do we close it officially tonight?
I
Or,
think you should decide.
yeah, you guys need to decide, you gonna close it officially tonight, not open it at all? Or wait and see if we can get some guards?
You'll be able to get guards, because you've always paid more than anyone else.
Other issue is you need to plan for more maintenance upkeep. It's set a year without use,
Mhm,
so you are gonna have things broken, I guarantee it.
yeah. Right.
I mean, that's every year, but this year will be more than, this will be
Well,
2
it's not
years
just
worth.
guards, so you gotta get a pool manager too, which means you gotta have somebody that has the certifications to test the water.
I'm good for the next 3 years on
Yeah,
that.
There we
John's
go.
got that, yeah. For the
Mine was a
room.
5-year deal.
So. But
I
you still
don't
need a
think there was
manager.
that terribly many up there last year, or the year before.
Well, the year before was kind of a mess because of we weren't gonna open and we did, but the big thing I see hurting us this year is all those pools in town.
Yeah,
That's where I don't see it.
How many are there? I-
Oh, jeez,
a
Quite a
lot.
few.
Half a dozen.
yeah, that's what I heard say. People have filling them, from what I.
yeah.
Closing is the first step, though, to get this process rolling, correct?
That's the first decision. And I do think it could be open, but it's gonna require a lot of effort, and I think it'll end up being late this year just because I think pump or something big is gonna be bad. we're
And
just
there
doing.
goes 30 of money.
You got this COVID crap, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
not?
I just know
If
anything
you
with
close
water
it,
that sits
Dennis
here.
wants the pumps. Cause there's a new pump up there, he said, isn't there? Oh,
New
there's a,
filters.
oh, okay.
Oh, chemical pumps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cause he's got one that's throwing fits.
And no matter what we do, I'm gonna need to buy, well, the city got a trash pump?
Trash pump?
Okay, well, then we're good then, we'll just use that one. I gotta pump the baby pool up.
3 inch down
And this is the only reason I'm here. I'm Hubbard New Pool Committee, Iowa Falls Indoor, and then there's gonna be hopefully a new foundation launch tomorrow for the Eldor Park and Recs. I've always used you as the gold standard of how it could be done to keep a pool going. And so if you're closing, I just need to know that, because I can't use that anymore.
No, you wouldn't want them for example if you're trying to,
Well,
I know.
yeah.
Well, pools are money losers, that's just, and they are. And, you know, it's hard for cities to accept, but they're just an expense item. They are not a revenue item. So,
They're an amenity that keeps people from, keeping younger people and families from moving. At least that was expressed that when they closed the Dale Howard pool, or the pool at the Dale Howard Center, I was there for that. It was $1 million to decommission it, $1.5 million to fix it. So just so you know, just be careful on filling a pool. I filled a backyard pool, it was 20 by 40. I filled it up with dirt from the farm, and I was told, but this was in a city, that that was an illegal landfill, and I had to remove all of the dirt and collapse the sides there, and that was for a private pool in a backyard. So just be careful, just look into your requirements before you do it. Hopefully you don't have the requirements that I had to.
but, yeah, well, it depends on ordinances of where you are and all that, so. But no, I mean, we're aware, you
Well, I
have to
think
go
you get the
through the state.
information from the
yeah.
state then to
Yeah,
figure out
what
what
you have to do.
Yeah.
I don't think you can close it tonight to have the information from the state to figure out that it's gonna be, if it's a $100,000 deal to close it.
That could be a DNR thing, just like the ash pile. We can't dig a hole and bury that, can we just bury the pool? I mean, that'd be some good questions to ask the EPA or the DNR.
Well, the other question would be, is it different whether it's a city or a private entity? Because it might be that the rec center can do it with way less regulation than the city can.
Yeah, a lot of questions.
So, guess we'll be tabling this one.
Okay. Just gonna say
Can you
it's gonna
get
be
the,
hard to
can you,
stop.
Colleen, can you get the information from the state as to what the
Yeah.
rules
I've
are?
got a couple,
decommission the
yeah, I've
pool.
got a couple cards from a pool company that they were in and they said they do help cities fill the pools in too. They know the ropes on that. I've got their names there, so there's a couple resources, I think.
And also, if we table it for a month, I think it's pretty much a given the pool doesn't
You
open this
don't
year.
open, yeah, I mean, that's the
No.
decision. If you
Because
table it, you're closing
Another month,
it.
it's too late to,
Yeah.
as is, it's iffy, but another month, I don't see any way you get people.
Can you get that information on Friday though?
Let's see what-
I say if we can have the budget hearing, or if we can get the information by Friday to make a decision by Friday. This way when it's out there, we can all take our licks from all the citizens yelling at us for 3 days.
Let me know if there's phone calls I can make.
Okay, yeah, and I have that there, so we can do that. But yeah, that, and just what Nathan said, if you table it,
That's what I'm
if
saying,
you're
let's-
closing it, yeah.
Let's move it to Friday if we can make it, if we can discuss the future of the pool Friday at 5 o'clock. With the information from the state, we'll make a decision.
Is that a motion to
Yeah.
take?
I made a motion table.
City, 4 ayes?
Yeah, everybody, all in favor, say aye. Alright, dump truck. Need to make a decision.
Remember what they decided? It's on the website. I will post the video Friday.
Friday, okay, sounds
I
good,
don't
thank you
think
so
we do
much.
anything until we know what FEMA's gonna do.
So we'll just take it off
I don't think we can
November or
spend the money
something?
right now.
Is that a motion?
Yep.
those in favor, okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, take down Christmas decorations.
One's already
Think you
down.
should table that. I'll wait, I'll pull them off the street, one by one.
Do we hire somebody, like Gunderson's to,
Who
Left John
normally
out?
takes them down?
better, the phone company used to do it, didn't they?
Our Heart of Iowa, they
Did it?
Heart of Iowa would have people, and Dave's would use their telehandler to lift them up.
So,
Can't you skinny up a pole
I
and get them
certainly
down?
can, yeah, it's pole boulder, I can get up there.
And what?
so,
Or at least we should do is turn them off. Just
yeah,
Unplug them.
unplug them, yeah.
I don't know if we have anything that gets that high.
I don't know.
We need a bucket, realistically. Safety like that there.
I can measure them and see if my forklift will go high enough.
It's, I looked up there, that outlet's way above the fixture.
So how did you get this one down?
The truck hit it.
Truck.
The semi unit. Then it ran over it.
With the semi unit, they can't be that high.
So they
Broke
paid
out
for
the
it.
plug-in.
Well, the plug's way up above that.
And he
Oh, I know,
pays
but
for
it
it?
can't be that high
We
above
didn't get the
it.
It's
number of
plug, you
him.
can pull on it.
Well, you can see the bracket from here, I guess.
I'll see if I
Well,
can.
one of the brackets on the floor too, so. But I'm not sure that's a good solution for the rest of them.
I'm just not doing my forklift then.
Kinda heavy.
Give me a shout, Alan, I'll help you do it.
Okay.
okay. The north well needs a new roof. Do we get bids on it? Do we look for volunteers? It's not
I
very
think we can
big.
do it in a day. Easily, it's not very
Is
big.
there,
Well, that's up there, right?
is there a hatch in that you have to? Okay, so, need to take that into consideration, maybe some,
It's just framed, it's just a cap that sits on there.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
so. Can we tin it? Would that be, should we
If
have?
if the infrastructure's sound, yeah, just tin it, be done with it.
We got some lights.
So do we have John pick up the supplies and we pick a day and when it gets nice out and,
Throw out some strips, throw it up there, it's not a lot to it.
It's the cutting of the strips. You can get those if you had the measurements, because that's the way we did our garage. Just took the measurements and all the sheets were cut. And all you had to do was slap them on and we had it done like in 2 hours.
That's a
Wow.
good idea. Where'd you get yours at?
Innovative Ag over at Hubbard.
they'll cut it?
I don't know who they go through
Oh,
or
okay.
how they do it, but we just had to give them the measurements and how long each sheet needed to be.
John, you wanna check into that?
Sure,
Okay, appreciate it.
yeah.
207 Center Street, issues concerning water and trucks parked on frontage and visibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a few complaints about that, and I said it's on the agenda.
I think they've moved it some, but it was out so you could not see.
Well, he was on the sidewalk.
Yeah, all those things, all
We've
those.
sent him letters before about that.
Mm-hmm. So,
It's done so much good.
And then we still got his water deal there at the
Water
home,
issue.
right?
oh, yeah, it's water
That's
issue.
taken care of out of it.
So, which one you wanna deal with first, the water or the trucks?
The trucks before somebody gets hit.
Mm-hmm.
Are we sending, who we sending to? We sending to DT Investments or who we sending them to? The letters.
Well, the letters, for the visibility, somebody's just gone and talked to them a couple times and then they back it off, but then, you know. So, I would send a letter to the business that owns the property, and probably if you could send a letter concerning the water going out of that property to the place next door. I mean, you could stop it right there.
He knows about that water, and
Yeah.
DT Investments was supposed to pay for it and take care of it, they never did. I just put in there, they got 30 days to take care of it, and let the weather come at us, and we're coming in to do it. That's what I tell them now.
Yeah.
I tell DT Investments I can't block anymore.
No, that does make that more dangerous.
He needs to buy that property to the east.
We don't want that,
About the water.
we don't want that full of junk.
Somebody's got 30 days to repair it.
The water.
Well,
Okay.
basically, the water is, that guy could have water to his house, there's nothing broken at that. There wasn't, because it was turned off since I've been here. So
He's
the
got
only,
water to the house.
from the
From the
building,
shop.
Building.
but it is, he can have water to his house, but somehow you've gotta shut him off from doing water from that building.
Tell them, you just put in there that we're gonna, just put it in DT Investments letter that we're gonna shut them off because they're providing a citizen with water. It is not, not, by code is not
It's that-
acceptable, you cannot do it.
Basically, they're
You're
still
just
from
gonna
the,
shut DT Investments off.
yeah,
The water's being paid for, the sewer's just not being paid.
exactly.
Well, kind of, he pays for the sewer too.
No, it doesn't, it pays the bill.
Well, the water coming out of DT Investments is his water, but DT Investments pays for the water and the sewer.
Correct.
So
They pay for the
they're
sewer
paying
coming
for
out of-
his, yeah.
Not coming out of his house.
Yeah.
And that guy doesn't pay his bill, so I just tell DT Investments, I got 30 days to correct that issue or have him cut off the water. We're
And he's
gonna
got
shut them off.
a couple vehicles that are buried there too, that he's been told he needed to get rid of, or the city was gonna tow them, and they're still sitting there.
You have all the stuff for towing, right?
Yeah, it's just Oakland.
Yeah, but all the criteria to do it, right?
It's just a city code. It's- You just,
Send a letter.
Put that on Friday, to send
Send
another
a
letter
letter,
for
right?
that, we'll send
you
you.
know, they gotta
we'll get
meet
those
the
done.
criteria, which is sitting so many days and not registered. You send them a letter and then it says in the code how many days they have to remedy it, 7 or 14. And then if they don't, you call Hoagland and have it towed. And Hoagland takes care of the sending
those-
letters and all that.
Are those personal vehicles or?
There's a couple personal.
Yeah, they're sitting, you can see them just,
Just, let's get all that, get those ducks in a row for Friday, we'll do it on Friday, send the other letters out.
Placing rock on the parking across the street from the school on Commercial Street.
Where we dug that water line up, and it's a disaster.
And even to the east, that where they park.
Yeah.
Yeah, we-
You did do some, right?
That whole block really needs, it's
Yeah.
about a 6 or 8 inch drop off
I
right
did
now.
not see one.
Plus the west end is just solid mud from digging that water line out.
And he did get that down.
It needs
Needs
levels,
more
but there
level.
was volleyball game came in the middle of it. But we don't have enough rock to go up there.
Yeah, the pile's frozen up down there.
So,
So,
so you're just saying purchase more rock and get it fixed, is that the?
is that what we want?
Coordinate with the school, make sure there's nothing going on, get it spread right, all that.
So we need to call and get more rock?
If they're hauling and running yet, yeah.
yes, they are.
Okay, I'll get ahold of Kim.
They opened
Kim should be able to
yesterday.
spread that.
Yeah, well, those trees might be in his way driving.
If he stays on the edge of the road and you just set the blade down to road level and just keep working it back in there,
Okay,
it should be fine. If he can spread it on the half in and half out,
yeah, he's pretty good with that thing.
Okay, somebody wanna make a motion to purchase rock?
And I'll call him tomorrow.
Have Kim do it.
Right, is that what?
And Alan, we want that same kind of rock, that clean rock up there?
I'd get 1.5 inch dirty.
Okay,
Do you wanna second that?
Yeah, I'll second that.
And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, personnel,
We need to do something about the seat that's not being filled. Either need Andy to come, because gonna be a time where somebody's not gonna be here, we're not gonna be able to do anything. So we need to
So-
talk to him as a council,
Do I need to go call him, go up there?
we need to do something.
Is he living at home, Andy? Okay, okay. Somebody wanna give me his phone number and I'll call him tomorrow when I'm home from work, and do I need to have him write something down?
Well, either, I mean, if he wants to resign, that's fine, if he wants to come, we just need to get him to start coming to meetings. If he's capable, if his health's not there, it's a bad deal, but
Yeah,
I know when spring hits, I'm short 3 mechanics right now, I'm not gonna be here.
You can't come.
Okay.
okay. Is there anybody you have in mind if he does resign? Is anybody,
We should just post it.
I just posted and see if anybody shows up, depending on what he
Nathan?
does.
Well, didn't we have somebody else? It was
are you interested in,
not particularly.
okay. How long is it though? Is it just,
It'd be till fall,
it'd just
it'd
be
be the next
To
election.
the.
till January?
November.
Well, yeah,
November.
no, it would take effect after the day after the election certified.
Oh, okay,
Could be
okay. I didn't know if you'd be interested in
for 3 months.
couple
I guess
months.
for a few months I could if I had to, but
Okay,
if we could get, I still think we should post it and see if someone
okay,
else wants to
Volunteer?
step up and,
okay.
new ideas are
Rebecca
great,
put it
so
on
there
her,
might be somebody that,
Sure.
Yeah, Rebecca can
Well,
put it on
when
her
that was
website.
there,
No, she did not.
Mary, are you interested?
Notices?
Mary, you want,
I can't hear you. My hearing's gone.
Oh, she left.
Don't ask an old woman if she.
all right, I'll talk to him tomorrow, I'll send him a text. And then I'll start.
I
Maybe
texted
old in
him
So-
the other
young
day.
in spirit.
Okay. Do I need it in writing? Or do I
Yes.
just,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
yes,
okay,
yes.
so I need something in writing.
It doesn't have to be complicated.
No, just, I
I mean, if
resign.
he wants to do it, and if he wants you to
Yeah,
help.
I would
yeah.
write, you should just write it out,
Yeah.
type it up.
Okay.
Say this is
Hey,
what's right.
here's, you know, if you want to just resign, a lot of this form letter, well, you can sign it. You're done with it.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be.
I mean, I feel bad for him.
but
Yeah.
just tell him if he wants to come back.
You'll give it up.
Yeah.
November if he's better.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be a negative thing, it's just.
okay.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, if he, recovers,
Yeah.
then he can.
I don't think.
Next year, certainly.
No.
can
It was just gonna be a time where
Wow.
somebody's not gonna be here, and we're not gonna do it, we've already been there once.
Question, what is the process, if he does decide to resign, like, what is the process? Does someone just say, hey, I'll fill in until November?
You can appoint somebody.
The
Can
council
appoint
can
based on
appoint,
volunteers,
Okay,
on who wants, and if citizens complain, they can get enough signatures to force an election.
okay.
But they're expensive, so usually nobody wants to with that short term.
Why do you wanna do it?
I don't even know if I'm applicable, and also I'm doing this.
That was a quick no.
Do you have to have a residency in Union to be on the council?
Yeah,
No, nope, I can't do it.
doggone it.
Good excuse.
I'm already pretty much taking notes for you guys. Close enough,
Do you have
right?
any interest in the water, Dennis's job? Is there any?
No,
Phone calls, I
somebody
didn't
just
get
stopped
any
by
either.
and I explained what the job consisted of and I said, get an application and, but nobody's, after you read what Dennis does,
They don't wanna dump the butt
nobody,
basket.
yeah, hard work 7 days a week.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
that's kind of a stumbling point. I haven't heard a boo from anybody.
I know he's been messing with that pump down there at the north wall a lot too. He's had some issues and
And you need,
trying to get that.
yeah, you're opening yourself up to big liability. You just need to make a decision.
All right, so, hazardous waste drop-off Friday, April 23rd, 2021. Is that out here again? Or do we,
As far as I know, that's usually where they do it, just
okay.
on the south side of the fire station.
And,
Are we gonna put stuff up or?
Just make sure they don't
they
block
do
the doors.
posters.
No, they don't.
Anyways.
Well, they
But-
come closer, they
You
park
can also do
someplace
cleanup
goofy.
day that day if you want to.
But-
On that
Last time
Friday.
they were here, I think, and
Oh,
they
on
were
that
told
Friday.
they had to move,
Not on,
move back.
That's
Not a Saturday?
that's not, Susan told me that the waste people have a big deal on Saturday, so they absolutely can't, but we've done it on Friday nights, you know, for the years I've been here.
If you're gonna do the town cleanup day though, I don't think you go there anywhere. You can never get the volunteers.
Well, I liked your idea last year, get a big roll-off down there, have people bring it down, dump it in the roll-off.
Make them take some initiative.
Yeah.
You can have a babysitter for overnight,
I'd
then you
keep
can't
it
get the
on
volunteers to go door to door, and then you end up with a roll-off in front of somebody's house.
there. Well, I think it's a good idea, let them do the work,
Provide that.
yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that. So, we could provide a roll-off, will they come get that Saturday, or?
You have to
Yeah,
coordinate,
yeah.
we just have to call, you have to call night and just, as long as they don't have anything going on, Jane said they would do that.
Okay, that's,
We just have to make sure that either it gets picked up Friday night, or we babysit it overnight, so that there's no tire in
yeah,
Garbage.
the
okay,
garbage, don't matter, but it's the tires and the batteries and.
yeah. Okay, let's look into getting a roll-off, or do you think one's enough?
I would probably have them bring those. I'd have to ask, I'll ask Mark how much they typically take,
Okay,
I'll call him.
okay, thank you very much.
So where,
So,
okay, what was the deal like with appliances? I forgot when
They
we
had
talked
to
about
pay
that
extra.
before.
you had to pay $5.
Or something.
But did they have to take the appliances over to where the roll-off was, or would Knights for a fee pick it up at their
I'll
house?
ask
I
Knight
don't,
how they wanna do it.
I'll look them up
I'll
at the
have
house.
information on,
huh?
Don't you have any, okay.
If you pay for it, they'll come to your house to pick it up.
I'll ask them how they wanna do it and have the information for Friday.
okay, thank you.
We get probably an agenda for Friday.
I was gonna say.
Taking delinquent water bill to small claims court.
I have a copy of the bill at the end of your papers.
I don't think I got it. Oh, there it is, yep, I did get it, I did look at it, yeah.
The young man did stop in and asked me how that was possible. And I explained it to him. And he wondered if he could make payments, and I said, I am not the person you have to talk to. So I don't know if you want to talk to him first, or you just want to
No.
file, I don't care. I mean, you guys just,
Are there others, Colleen, that are way up there that,
yeah, we either need to put liens, this guy you can't put a lien on, because it was apartment,
have
he's a
it,
renter,
yeah.
and
They
that's
sent,
the only way you can.
they
do
sent
it.
a letter saying that we can't put a lien on the property?
To the landlord?
The landlord?
Can
If you did not get a letter from the landlord, we can put a lien on the landlord's property, he is responsible. You have to send a letter stating that they're not, and when I was on council, McClellan's was the only property in town that we got that letter.
I don't, well, geez, you'd have to have a letter from each ensuing landlord then, right?
Right, the landlord has to send the city a letter stating that I am not responsible for this water, and if they don't send that, they are. You can put a lien on the property. It's in the Iowa
I've
code.
had phone conversations, but I don't know that
But it says in the Iowa code, they have to send the
Right,
city a
right.
letter, and when I was on, the only one was McClellan's, and that's not even rented anymore. Cause I was always shocked that no one did that.
right.
So do we send the landlord the bill?
I think you try to get the kid to pay for it for you.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, second that.
Is he still in that apartment?
No, he lives
No,
next
he
door to me.
hasn't been
He's
there since August.
How much is the bill?
freeloading.
621.
$50 a month? Maybe you can afford that.
that's, to me, that's gonna open a can of worms, because you're gonna have too many people wanting to do the payment plan, and there you are doing bookwork every month to. I mean, all he had to do is pay his bill every month.
Well, you just wrote the derecho term on that.
you
Oh, is that
know.
what that
Oh,
was?
no, it wasn't derecho, it was the COVID.
COVID.
When you couldn't, yeah, shut utilities off. Well, that's how it,
And they didn't have to pay it?
y'all did decide.
Oh, well,
till a certain date, and then we said, no,
That's
everything
right.
needs to be.
And then he was out,
paid
he was
by
out
that.
by then.
Yeah.
How you wanna do it, Cindy?
Taking small claims then. No different than anybody else.
Couldn't we take all the people that
Yeah, we got quite a few.
haven't paid their bill to small claims?
As someone who does that as a business, I can tell you, you will get judgments, you will never get any money.
That's, well, yeah, and it costs, yeah.
Am I
Who's
correct
it
on
gonna
the number
cost,
of
who's it gonna cost?
attorney fees and?
Yeah, us, yeah.
Small claims, to me, people that aren't paying a water bill, you're very unlikely to ever see any money.
Right.
You'll get a judgment, but
So who owns those apartments up there then?
From Robert, didn't he? State Center.
State Center, and I can look it up, I don't remember right now. Millicent or
Something like that.
Yeah, something, that's MILLICE.
They're not terrific landlords, so.
Well,
You can send him a
that
bill and
might-
see what he's,
well, they
With the
actually
code,
did,
the Iowa code, you could send him a letter with the Iowa code with it stating,
right,
well, that's, I guess that's what I would do. So does that mean if they don't pay it, we shut their water off? Is that how it works?
what would you do then?
Yeah, what
There's
it-
two departments then. People who are living in there right now paying their bills, whose water.
Nathan, what do you do
Are
then?
those
If you
separate
send, if you
meters?
send that bill to the landlord with the Iowa code, and they don't pay it,
you put a lien on the property.
you put a lien on, you don't
Just
shut
like
it
we've done
off.
every- Well, you still shut it off. I
Oh,
mean,
you shut it off.
Just
But
like we
there's
would
people
every
in
other house.
there
Okay.
that pay the
They'll pay
deposits
it,
and
I
are
bet
paying
you.
their bill.
Oh, they're all on one shut off for multiple,
No, they're not.
No, but
No.
there's three,
Oh, there's new
all
tenants.
three of them are full, all three of them are paying, all three of
It's a
them
new
have
person.
made their deposit.
the current ones, this is an old one.
Yes, this is an old one,
Okay.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, I don't know what you do
Shut off
there,
the
it's
new
kind of a,
Yeah,
yeah, that,
the technical way is it should have been shut off. Well, never been turned on between,
yeah.
Is it 600 with his deposit?
no, his deposit's out of there, I think.
Okay.
You had 2 credits.
Well, I was charging him the whole shebang and he wasn't living there, so I felt that that was the error.
Did he use? That's a month?
Well,
Oh.
they add, yeah, that's what his bill's a month.
That was what he used a month? Wow. Mary,
Yeah,
Mary.
My one chicken drinks a lot.
Yeah, but it wasn't just him.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
you had a whole crew.
but, well, I know that, but I mean,
How you wanna handle it?
yeah.
You wanna
Yeah.
go after them and see if they'll make payments? You wanna throw it away? You're not gonna be able to go back on the tenant now, we'll let you know.
Well, I say,
send it to the landlord? Is that what
Hey,
you-
you're not gonna be able to send the landlord now, we turn the water back on. You're either gonna go out again and get him to make payments, or you're gonna write it off and forget about it.
well, let's see if we can get payments out of him.
he said he's gonna talk to you. Well, that's what he told
He
me.
sees me daily.
I know.
If I see him, I'll talk to him.
$12.50 a week.
Well, and I would put a
Nah,
deadline date as to
Oh,
when it
yeah.
has to all be paid.
I'm
It
sure,
can't go on for 3 or 4 years.
1 year.
I'm sure somebody else will pay it for him. Okay.
That's the one.
All right, so what did we need to make a motion on that or anything, or that was just a discussion?
You discussed with him.
We
Yeah.
discussed,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
I mean,
All right, utility rate changes. Now, we have already decided 2%.
right,
Do we
that's
do
in
more,
your-
or,
So we don't have to decide that tonight, but I want you guys to start thinking about it. We can do it in April and set the rates by resolution. And so your rates for your water, sewer, garbage, and landfill. So that will be next month, so I think you need to think about 2%, that's automatic, well, not for, 2% for water and sewer. not garbage, our landfill, and that was, you know, we've been kind of,
And remember, the garbage was low anyway, correct? We were using,
Using money from garbage.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was
to not
over,
raise it.
right.
so,
And you, I think that's good for another year, but you know, you gotta, at some point, you gotta start the process, because you don't wanna be
Yeah.
caught up where all of a sudden you're negative, and you don't wanna raise all of them all, you know, big bumps at the same time, so gradual. So that could be your thought process, but I want you to, you know, if you want me to put some figures down, I certainly can, but I think, we should be deciding. And then
why
we'll
don't you
have
put
to,
some figures down and,
yeah, and amend the budget,
and,
we gotta look at that,
yeah. That's next month?
yeah. So that's coming down our pike, I just wanted to make sure we're not
Okay.
losing, sometimes we kinda get lost and
Yeah.
we're missing our deadlines, so.
All right,
That's that.
somebody wanna make a motion to adjourn? Okay, all those in favor say aye, I'm out of here. Thank you, everybody.